Have you gone days without being able to use the bathroom? Do you feel that constant bloating, gas that won't stop, and a heavy sensation that never seems to go away? What if I told you there's a simple trick you can do right now that will completely change how your bowels function? Many people think constipation is normal, that all you need is senna tea or to eat papaya every day. Do these solutions really work long-term, or are we ignoring something much simpler and more powerful that science has already proven? Today, I'm going to show you 8 practical, scientifically validated strategies to reactivate your bowels naturally, without laxatives, without suffering. And before the end of this video, I'm going to reveal a morning ritual of less than 5 minutes that has helped thousands of people regain bowel regularity. You'll be surprised at how much a small change can transform your quality of life. My name is Kenji Oshiro, and this is the Global Health Guide channel. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe now to receive health content based on scientific evidence. Let's get straight to the point. Constipation isn't a failure of your body, it's a direct consequence of our modern habits. Our ancestors moved much more, ate natural foods rich in fiber, and believe it or not, had bowel movements in a completely different position than we use today. They squatted, and that posture made all the difference in bowel function. Today we live sitting all day, eat ultra-processed foods low in fiber, drink little water, and use toilets that, ironically, hinder evacuation. The result? Millions of people around the world suffer from chronic constipation, that condition where you have fewer than 3 bowel movements per week, with hard stools, excessive straining, and a feeling that you never completely emptied. And the symptoms go far beyond bathroom discomfort. Abdominal bloating, constant gas, headaches, dull skin, chronic fatigue, and even bad mood can be directly linked to your blocked bowels. It's as if your whole body becomes intoxicated, heavy, without energy. Sarah Mitchell, a 42-year-old American, spent years suffering from this. She tried everything, laxatives, teas, fad diets, but nothing really worked. Her bowels would function for a few days and then get blocked again. It was only when she discovered the strategies I'm going to share with you today that everything changed. But I'll tell you her secret later. Now let's get to the first strategy, and this one is so simple you'll think I'm joking. But science proves it, and the results appear immediately. Strategy number 8. The correct position for bowel movements. When you sit on the toilet at a 90-degree angle, an internal muscle called the puborectalis remains contracted, as if it were closing a faucet. This muscle wraps around the rectum and creates a curve that makes it difficult for stool to pass. That's why many people need to strain so much, sit for minutes waiting, and still leave with the feeling that they didn't empty everything. The solution is incredibly simple. You need to elevate your knees above your hips, simulating the squatting position that our ancestors used naturally. How to do this? Place a stool 15 to 20 centimeters high under your feet when you go to the bathroom. It can be a specific stool for this, or even a sturdy box you have at home. This small change adjusts the angle of the rectum, relaxes the puborectalis muscle, and allows stool to slide much more easily. Studies show that this posture reduces evacuation time, decreases straining, and even prevents problems like hemorrhoids and anal fissures. Try it tomorrow and you'll feel the difference on the first attempt. Strategy number 7. Fennel tea for gas and constipation. Many people turn to irritant laxatives like senna and cascara sagrada when their bowels get blocked. The problem is that these substances force the intestine to contract aggressively, cause intense cramps, and over time the organ can become dependent on them to function. It's like whipping a tired horse. It may move, but it gets weaker and weaker. Fennel works in a completely different way. It has a relaxing and anti-inflammatory effect thanks to a substance called anethole. Anethole reduces cramps, relieves gas, and gently stimulates the natural movements of the intestine without aggression. It's a gentle but effective solution. To prepare the tea, you'll use 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds for 250 milliliters of boiling water. Put the seeds in the water, cover for about 5 to 7 minutes, strain, and drink warm without sugar. You can have up to 3 cups a day, preferably between meals. Many people feel gas relief within the first few hours, and within a few days the bowels begin to function more regularly. Fennel is especially useful for those who have constipation associated with gas and abdominal distension. Strategy number 6. Warm water on an empty stomach. This tip is so simple that many people underestimate it, but it's powerful. When you wake up, your digestive system is still at rest. Drinking 500 to 700 milliliters of warm water, equivalent to 2 or 3 glasses, right when you wake up and before eating anything, awakens what we call the gastrocolic reflex. This reflex is a natural mechanism of the body where the stomach, upon receiving food or liquid, sends a signal to the large intestine warning that it's time to move and empty. Warm water enhances this effect because it relaxes the intestinal muscles and stimulates contractions gently and naturally. Many people report that about 20 to 30 minutes after drinking warm water on an empty stomach, they feel the urge to have a bowel movement naturally, without effort. It's as if the body finally remembers how to function on its own. This simple habit, maintained every day, can be the key to reprogramming intestinal rhythm. Now, you've probably heard that papaya is the miracle fruit for the bowels, right? But I'm going to introduce you to a fruit that surpasses papaya in effectiveness in many cases, and you'll be surprised. Strategy number 5, kiwi, the champion fruit for the bowels. Kiwi contains an enzyme called actinidin, which helps break down food proteins and speeds up intestinal transit. In addition, it's rich in soluble and insoluble fiber and has a high water content, the perfect combination to soften stool and stimulate bowel movements. Scientific studies show that eating 2 kiwis a day, preferably at breakfast or as an afternoon snack, significantly improves bowel movement frequency in people with chronic constipation. Results appear within a few days and are maintained as long as you continue the habit. Kiwi is practical, tasty, and you don't need to peel it if you don't want to. The skin is edible and contains even more fiber. Just wash it well and eat it. If you prefer, cut it in half and eat it with a spoon. It's a simple, natural, and scientifically proven solution. Strategy number 4, prunes, the correct use. Prunes are famous for helping bowel function, and for good reason. They combine fiber with sorbitol, a type of natural sugar that pulls water into the intestine, softening stool and facilitating evacuation. The problem is that many people eat dried prunes straight from the package and don't get the best results. The correct way to use prunes is to soak 5 units in a glass of water overnight. In the morning, eat the hydrated prunes and drink all the water from the glass, preferably warm. This method enhances the natural laxative effect because the water absorbs some of the sorbitol and soluble fiber, making the solution even more effective. This is a great option for emergency situations when the bowels are more blocked. Many people feel results within a few hours, but remember, prunes are a temporary solution. They don't replace the daily habits I'm teaching you. Have you been through any of these situations? Have you tried any of these strategies and they didn't work? Comment below and tell me what your biggest difficulty with your bowels is. Your experience can help other people going through the same thing. Now let's talk about something that has been revolutionizing the understanding of gut health in recent years. Strategy number 3, probiotics and prebiotics. Your intestine houses trillions of beneficial bacteria that form what we call the gut microbiome. These bacteria aren't there by chance. They regulate intestinal transit, produce vitamins, strengthen the immune system, and even influence mood and energy. When the balance of this microbiome is lost, whether from antibiotic use, excessive consumption of sugar and alcohol, chronic stress, or poor diet, the bowels slow down, gas appears, bloating and constipation occur. It's as if the intestine's engine loses power. Probiotics are foods or supplements that contain these live beneficial bacteria. The best natural sources are plain yogurt without sugar, kefir, kombucha, and fermented foods like sauerkraut and kimchi. Including at least 1 serving of these foods per day already makes a difference. But it's not enough to put good bacteria in the intestine, you need to feed them. That's where prebiotics come in, which are special fibers that serve as food for these bacteria. The best sources of prebiotics are garlic, onions, green bananas, oats, chicory, asparagus, and artichokes. Combining probiotics and prebiotics in daily meals strengthens the microbiome and improves bowel rhythm consistently. It's not magic, it's science applied in practice. Strategy number 2, the right way to eat fiber. Many people hear that they need to eat more fiber and start eating wheat bran, oats and vegetables non-stop, but the bowels remain blocked or even get worse. Why? Because there are two types of fiber, and you need to understand how each one works. Soluble fibers dissolve in water and form a gel in the intestine, softening stool. They're present in oats, chia, flaxseed, apple with skin, beans, lentils, and sweet potatoes. These are the fibers that make stool soft and easy to evacuate. Insoluble fibers don't dissolve in water. They increase stool volume and act like a broom, stimulating bowel movements. You find these fibers in vegetables like kale, lettuce, broccoli, wheat bran, and raw vegetables. The ideal is to consume both types of fiber throughout the day. The goal is 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day, but attention, and here's the most common mistake, you need to drink enough water along with the fiber. If you eat a lot of fiber and drink little water, the effect reverses and the bowels get even more blocked. Fiber needs water to work. Increase fiber gradually, start with small portions and adjust as your body adapts. And always drink water throughout the day. And now we come to strategy number 1, the one I save for last because it's the foundation of everything. Without it, no other tip works fully. Strategy number 1, water and movement, the unbeatable duo. The fecal bolus is composed of 75% water. If your body is dehydrated, it will do what it's programmed to do, extract water from wherever it can, including from stool. The result is dry, hard stool that's difficult to evacuate and causes pain and excessive straining. The general recommendation is to consume 30 to 35 milliliters of water per kilogram of body weight. If you weigh 70 kilograms, that means about 2 liters and 100 milliliters to 2 liters and 400 milliliters of water per day. It doesn't need to be exact, but you need to be well hydrated. And here comes the second pillar, movement. The intestine doesn't function alone. It depends on muscular contractions called peristalsis. When you move, when you walk, when you do squats or simple stretches, you activate these contractions naturally. 30 minutes of walking per day is enough to stimulate peristalsis. If you can include some squats, even better. Movement massages the abdomen from the inside and helps intestinal content move toward the exit. Water softens, movement pushes. Together, they restore the natural rhythm of the intestine. Without water, fiber doesn't work. Without movement, the intestine gets lazy. It's a duo that cannot be separated. Now you must be wondering, what if I do all this and the bowels remain blocked? There are situations where the problem may be medical and needs professional attention. If you follow all these strategies for 3 or 4 weeks and the bowels remain constipated, there may be underlying causes. Hypothyroidism, for example, slows down metabolism, including intestinal transit. A simple TSH and free T4 test can identify this. Another possibility is irritable bowel syndrome of the constipated type, a chronic condition that needs medical monitoring. Some medications can also cause constipation, such as antidepressants, antacids containing aluminum, diuretics, and iron supplements. There are also structural changes such as rectocele, rectal prolapse, or colonic inertia, when the intestine loses the ability to contract properly. These conditions require specialized medical evaluation. And pay attention to warning signs that require immediate evaluation. If you notice blood in your stool, unexplained weight loss, anemia, sudden onset of constipation after age 50, fever, intense pain, or if you have a family history of colon cancer, see a doctor as soon as possible. These symptoms may indicate serious problems that need investigation. Chronic use of laxatives is also a warning sign. If you've depended on laxatives to have bowel movements for months or years, it's time to seek professional help and relearn natural bowel function. Now I'm going to give you a practical 3-week plan for you to put all this into action and unclog your bowels for good. Week 1. Use the stool when having bowel movements. Drink 2 to 3 glasses of warm water when you wake up and walk 30 minutes a day. That's it. Don't complicate it. Maintain consistency. Week 2. In addition to what you're already doing, include fennel tea once or twice a day, eat 2 kiwis, and prepare 5 hydrated prunes at night to eat in the morning. Week 3. Now you add probiotics. It can be plain yogurt at breakfast or snack, and gradually increase fiber in meals, always accompanied by good hydration. These steps, maintained daily, will reprogram bowel function. You'll feel lightness, regularity, and energy that you may not have felt in years. And remember Sarah I mentioned at the beginning? It was exactly this protocol that transformed her life. Today she has bowel movements every day, without effort, without discomfort, and regained the energy she thought she had lost forever. Constipation isn't a defect in your body, it's a consequence of modern habits. With simple adjustments, correct posture, adequate hydration, daily movement, and balanced nutrition, you can reprogram your bowels to function naturally, without laxatives, without discomfort. Small, consistent actions, applied with discipline, can completely transform your digestive health and restore quality of life. You have the power to change this now. Which of these strategies will you test first? Comment below and tell me. Your experience can inspire other people facing the same problem. If this content was useful to you, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, subscribe to the Global Health Guide channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos about science-based health. Big hug, and see you in the next video.